to the Painted Dog Research Trust, which is located in Zimbabwe, just outside of Victoria Falls. Dr. Greg Rasmussen is the founder, and the zoo participates in conservation programs and being on site and helping him kind of a boots on the ground effort with whatever it is that he needs help with. Back in the 70s and 80s, there was actually a bounty on painted dogs. The purpose of his conservation and the foundation of his conservation is data-based research. So when he found out that all of these dogs were being killed and hunted because they were being blamed for livestock takes, he started diving into the data behind that and getting information from property owners, livestock owners, being called out when they had a livestock kill, and actually gathering data on the percentage of livestock kills that were specifically related to painted dogs. He actually found that there were more deaths due to ingestion of garbage than there were the dogs. And so he was able to use that to then talk to the community. And so that's kind of where his conservation started. This year, when Danielle and I went back for our second year, we brought Emily with us from our graphics department, and she was able to spend the entire time we were there working on graphics for one of the projects. And it was a really great opportunity for her to be able to work on something, show it to him, get feedback from him, and then work through, that feedback on the artwork.
We had talked a little bit before with Greg when he came to visit the zoo, talking about what kind of graphics needs he might require in the future, how we could help him from here. Mostly about his road fatality mitigation project, which is just basically a project he has trying to raise awareness about traffic driving through national park areas, trying to reduce the speed of drivers. A lot of truck drivers and safari drivers through that area go too fast, and a lot of animals are killed from vehicle collisions, which can have a really, really significant effect, especially on painted dogs. The nice thing about Greg is he knows what he wants, and he's very, very clever and very direct, so it's really easy to work with him.
Really important is building for the future, investing in the future of human resources, investing in students, really critical. Most importantly, Zimbabwe, because ultimately who's going to look after the Zimbabwean wildlife if it's not the Zimbabweans? But then also periodically when we get the funding, we do focus heavily on women's programs, because we are aware that in these rural areas, the most impoverished part of the community are the women.
The snare wire art that we have for sale in our zoo store is brought from Zimbabwe. It is made by local artisans, so it is actual snare wire that's been collected and then repurposed for this artwork. The purpose behind it is to get the snare wire out of the bush so that it's not being used for poaching, and then to create something that has an economic value to it. 100%, every single dime of what you spend on that snare wire art in our zoo store goes directly back to Greg.
As for the felted dogs, those are a female-led project, mainly younger women who are in need of more financial independence. They also make really beautiful felted dogs. They all have their own personality. They're all individual and unique. They're kind of like this direct product from these women, putting a lot of time and effort into them. And it's also a really great social gathering place for them too. They can talk with each other and meet. They basically have little felting needles, push together wool into a little ball, and then you can add ears or a snout or a tail or legs, and then you can add your color on top of that. That 3-day period where we were out in the field in a Range Rover, bouncing along these national park areas, and then we would hop out, grab a camera trap, remove the SD card, remove the batteries, put the batteries in a charger that was connected to a solar panel, and then put the new SD card in the camera trap, put the camera trap back, close it all up, hop back in, and drive away to the next one. That was really, really awesome, just to be out there doing things really quickly, working as a team. It was very cool.
The second night when we camped out, we get out of the vehicles and we're kind of assessing where we're going to set up, and there's lion tracks all over the place. And then we woke up the next morning to the songs of hyenas calling, and we could hear them to our left and we could hear them to our right, and we think what happened is that there was a buffalo kill, and that was all of the sounds of those hyenas coming together for that buffalo kill. That's a special moment.